Hello everyone, it is Christine here and I'm here to share a Stitchery swap square that I have created for the lovely Sheryn. So you might remember that Sheryn sent me not one but 3 amazing slow stitch squares. She couldn't decide which one to send me, and so she sent me all 3, and they are just absolutely gorgeous. And I've decided to actually take a bit of inspiration from what Sheryn put on the squares for me to create her square. So I just loved her gorgeously thread painted and thread stitched bird in a tree. So I took the bird element also because there was another little gorgeous seagull in her little low stitch scene of the beach. And then I took the blue and white of this beautiful vase from her flower scene and the sort of the vintage laces and those creamy tones. And what I've done is created this piece, and it uses a base piece of fabric from the beautiful Bleu de France range from French General, so Moda fabrics. As soon as I saw this range, I just fell in love with it. And as well as buying some charm squares of various sizes, I've also bought some meterage of this beautiful bird fabric in, I think there's a white and there's a cream and then there's a bluey background, I think. So I've used the cream background to evoke the sort of more vintagey lace. And then I love creating little scrappy birds, and that's what I've done down here. So I've added to the fabric, which already had a bird up here, and created a scrappy bird using lots of little bits of reclaimed fabrics from the reverse art truck where I love sourcing materials. And then that's all thread stitched over, so all the edges are raw edge but all stitched over and held in place. And that's, yeah, just a really fun way to create an extra feature. And then I've done thread detailing on the wings and around the body of the bird. I still wanted to leave the beauty of the fabric because I think the fabric is really lovely, and rather than stitching into the actual branches and flowers, I've done seed stitching all the way around on the cream fabric, which just gives you a really lovely feel when you're touching it, because it's all really cohesive, nothing sort of sitting up or bubbling, and it really does feel delightful. And I've added a piece of beautiful handmade lace, antique lace here. It happens to be the lace treasure prompt for the Roxy Journal of Stitchery treasure hunt project, and so I thought, oh, that might be a nice thing for Sheryn, because I'm pretty sure Sheryn has participated in previous Roxy Journal of Stitchery projects. Now, as those of you who've been watching my squares know, I always like to include a special little hidden secret element for the person to discover, and so I created this fun little envelope. And so I had to think a bit about how I would have the closure on the envelope working. And I decided that I could have my little bird holding a piece of crochet thread and then attach a little button to the flap of the envelope, which is hanging down as though the bird's holding it or swinging it around. And then, a bit like you get those closures on old sort of files or other things, I use the crochet thread to wrap around it. The envelope then opens up, and it's all stitched around, so it's all secure. And then within the envelope, this is the tricky part. We'll see if Sheryn actually can get them out. I have done, let me turn my piece back up the right way. I've done my little love CO, so my initials and my little French laundry labels, just on a little double sort of overstitched fabric card. And then I've written a special little note for Sheryn to enjoy when she opens it up, if she finds these. But I'll be sharing this video after she has received it, so if she hasn't happened to discover those, she'll be able to discover them. So let's just slip those back in. And then it's just as simple as looping it around once and then just taking it around. And you can just sort of leave it with a bit of an end like that. So I think that's a lot of fun. I think I'm going to replicate this, this particular element in some of my other squares, because I just think it's, really lovely. And I just like, the simplicity and the very antique and vintage tones of this. I hope it's something that Sheryn likes. I figured that she's included birds in her pieces, so hopefully she will enjoy getting a couple of little stitched birds herself. Now, I will just be sending her the one square now because I'm aware that I've got lots of people I'm trying to get squares out to, so I don't want to delay others getting their squares. But Sheryn, rest assured, there'll be some further surprises coming in the mail to you in sort of further months post the end of August, or post whenever I get all my first round swaps done. I do have some people already lined up for a sort of second phase of swaps, so I'll definitely make you another square as part of that, Sheryn, so you can have some nice little things progressively coming in the mail to you. So I think that's all, but I will show you the back because I know Annie always likes seeing the back of Stitchery. I just love how you sometimes like get the shape of the bird here, the shape of the bird there, the wing, and then, I didn't mention on the front, I've used the German knotted blanket stitch that we have learned as part of our stitch along, which I'm hosting on my channel. So it was, fun adding that. And I just used a vintage crochet yarn, DMC crochet number 40, made in France. And so that's just got a really lovely tone that just matched in perfectly with the background, but just worked really well for all of the edging, all of the little seed stitches. And then I was just using just a regular cotton polyester thread for stitching, just doing over stitching on here, and then used a vintage perle, which I got from Melanie, purveyor of Reclaimed Textiles. It's from a much larger roll, but it's got a beautiful sort of sheen to it, so I thought that might be nice for that bird up there. And then, as I mentioned, this is an antique handmade lace that is just absolutely delicious. So I will be sharing a video probably by the time you see this video, which will be when Sheryn has received it. I might have already posted a video sharing some of my treasured laces that I'm thinking of including in the current Roxy Journal of Stitchery prompt. So I hope you like that. I hope that gives you some inspiration. It is fun for me to just, think how I can incorporate the little secret elements. I haven't put one of my hexagons in this one, so I'll be definitely including one of my little hexagons in a future square for Sheryn. And I hope you like it. Sheryn, you've certainly brought me so much joy with your squares, and just getting them out again and having a look at them while I was working on your piece was such a delight. So I hope there's joy in your world. There certainly is for me in creating and receiving these squares. So thank you again, Annie, and take care, everyone. I hope you're having a great day or a great evening, and I hope you're getting some stitching or creative time. Bye, everyone.